Welcome back to my channel, everyone. My name is Todd from Next Level Adventures, and today I'm going to take you through step by step on how I fix the tire pressure sensors in my 2005 Toyota Tundra. Now, my tire pressure sensors, they stopped working a few years ago. They did last for over 15 years. The batteries lasted for over 15 years in those tire pressure sensors. So Toyota put some very good tire pressure sensors in these trucks. Now, by comparison, the batteries in my tire pressure sensors for my 2019 Chevrolet Bolt, those lasted about five and a half years. So Toyota put some really high quality sensors in these trucks, and I'm going to try to salvage them. Now, most likely it just requires a battery change, and I'm going to take you through step by step on how I do that. You can still buy new ones. Denso, you can buy Densos on Amazon. 5 of them will run you about $275. There's also the Pacific brand, which is what my truck came with. You can buy those on eBay for them for about $150. You do need 5, one for the spare tire, so probably $175 for the Pacific brand on eBay. But I'm going to try to fix mine. Battery replacements is like $40. So I'm going to show you how I swapped out the batteries, where I bought the batteries, and if it works or not. All right, so I'll take you through step by step on how I did it. Let's get started.
All right, so we're going to break the bead on this tire just in this area because we need to get the sensor out. The sensor is this valve stem here. You don't want to loosen this. If you loosen this and the sensor turns, it just becomes harder to break the bead on the tire. And if you happen to drop this sensor in the tire itself, then your life becomes exponentially harder. So don't loosen this until you break the bead on the tire. All right, so this is a sensor. It went in like this. This is a washer. You're gonna need that. Okay, so I've already taken the sensors out of all the tires, so 5 sensors. But this is what they look like. They're all the same. So even though I had a steel spare tire, sensors are identical. And these are made by a company called Pacific in Japan. All right, so that's what they look like. This is a bolt that seals it against the rim. Now, to get these apart, you have these 2 tabs here, these 2 plastic tabs, and they melted these to hold this cover on. And so what I did was take a solder iron and just melted those and started lifting this cover until I could get the cover off. Now, there is a tab that is tack welded to this metal piece here. And you don't want to take this off. Otherwise, you're going to have to tack weld this tab back onto this metal piece. So whatever you do, don't peel this part off. I don't know what this does. I don't know if it's a ground plane or tries to keep noise out of the sensor, but I'm going to attach it again. I'm going to tack weld it back on, but don't do what I did and take it off. This is what it looks like on the inside. I've already taken the battery out. Battery used to be here. This whole thing was sealed with silicone. but super simple. I mean, just like changing a watch battery, for example. So let me take you through step by step on how you pry the sensor out of this. So in order to lift this cover up, you're going to need a tool, something like this, some kind of sharp blade. This is an orthodontic tool. You can get these off at Amazon. I think they're called directors. But thin blade here, perfect for peeling this up. So I'm going to use my soldering iron. I'm going to put the heat on this little nubbin here until it starts to melt. And at the same time, I'm going to lift up on this cover. So we are at 395 millivolts, or 0.4 volts. And these are, the replacement batteries are 3-volt batteries, so these batteries are pretty much dead. The batteries that are in these old tire pressure sensors are pretty much dead. So once you have all the tire pressure sensors in, you have to reset the computer. And for the computer to recognize the tire pressure sensors again, you have to reset the computer. And there's a button right here on first gen Tundras that you depress with the motor running or with the ignition on. And you hold it for 10 or 15 seconds until the tire pressure sensor light goes out on the dashboard. So I've already done that. And sure enough, the light goes off. What I'm going to do now is let some air out of one of the tires, and I'm going to see at what pressure that light will come on again.